Don't you hate it when you make mistakes? Don't you hate it when you make mistakes when it comes to your weight loss? You lost all that weight, very good accomplishment, you put in the work, you ate right, but then you make these mistakes where you end up regaining your weight back. In my last video, please go check it out, I spoke about long-term weight loss strategies that you can apply to make sure you don't, fall back into, regaining weight. But in this video here, I just want to dive a little bit deeper into post-weight loss mistakes that people always tend to do, because if you check out my last video, if you apply those strategies and you're aware of these mistakes, you'll be successful with your weight loss. Remember, you want to lose weight to keep it off permanently. You don't want to, if you ask everyone if they wanted to lose weight and they said yes, and then if you had the following question, do you want to lose weight and then regain it back? The answer is going to be no. That's why it's just so important to make sure you just follow, and be aware of these mistakes, because it's the cycle. I'm going to keep saying this with fitness psychology. I'm just tired of the cycle of people just regaining weight or losing weight, regaining it back. It's just getting very, very old. And I know it is for you. So guys, go ahead and please subscribe to Fitness Psychology here. But let's go ahead and jump right into it on just post weight loss mistakes for you to avoid. All right, the first mistake you have to be aware about is going back to your old habits. This is deadly. You really need to make sure that those old bad habits, whatever it was it the binge eating? Was it the emotional eating? Was it, eating too much on the weekends and not making any progress throughout the week? Whatever those old mistakes were or old habits, avoid them. You have to make sure that you are developing these new habits and they're sustainable. What happens is when people lose weight, they think like that's it, they're done. They can go back to their old ways and everything will be just fine. They are so wrong about that. I see it all the time. They lose weight and they regain it back. Please make sure that you avoid your old habits. That's where they got you in the first place. The second mistake to avoid is actually setting unrealistic weight loss goals. This one's interesting because think of the psychology for a second. There are a lot of people that when they lose weight, they actually think they need to lose more when they look perfectly fine. That's kind of a whole nother discussion with body image, but the point is when you lose weight, you want to end up losing more. So please don't make that a realistic goal for you, because that can be really detrimental to your success. So the second mistake here is you're just setting an unrealistic goal of losing more weight. Just avoid that. If you lost 20 pounds, that's a big difference, guys. So you don't have to lose necessarily 20 more, or at least right now. Give yourself some time to stay at that healthy weight and then try and make adjustments for another 20 pounds. But don't just keep setting these weight loss goals. Take a step back for a little bit and think of the long term. All right, the third mistake here that people tend to do with weight loss or post-weight loss is portion control. Your portion control was what got you here in the first place with gaining weight, and that portion control was pretty freaking big. But now you got to go back to maintaining some healthy portions here, because if you go back to your old ways and you're eating bigger portions and you're like, yeah, whatever, it's fine, you're going to gain weight. Please make sure that, this is a big post-weight loss mistake, is people just go back to eating bigger portions. So control your portions and you'll be fine. The fourth post-weight loss mistake here that people tend to make is they don't do any strength training. Strength training is just fantastic for so many reasons and so many ways. Everyone should do strength training. I don't care what you say. Now, with strength training, what people don't realize, think of strength training as like a long-term investment, like an index fund. When you develop your muscles or you gain muscle, that's going to help you maintain your weight loss. The reason being, with muscles, the more muscles you have, the more calories you burn. Your muscles demand more energy. Energy would be calories than fat. Don't skip out on lifting the weights, guys. Make sure you're pumping the iron. Make sure you're staying dedicated to at least 3 times per week of weightlifting or some sort of strength training. All right, the fifth mistake here that people tend to do with weight loss is they are so fixated on the scale. And this is kind of interesting, by the way, because it can seem a little bit like contradicting, right? Because in my last video, I spoke about you have to weigh yourself regularly. However, though, you have to be aware about if you are weighing yourself way too much and the number is not going down, you might just give up and become frustrated and go back to some like emotional eating or binge eating, because that's the easiest mechanism for us to cope. It's fascinating, but that's what happens with a lot of people. So you have to know yourself with this. You have to know yourself, and you have to be very aware of who you are and how you react. For some people, this is a no-brainer. When they're at a good weight, they're gonna stay away from the scale, and they might weigh themselves regularly, like every once in a while. Or are you the person in the latter where you just constantly weigh yourself daily? Let me know down below, actually in the comments, guys. Are you someone who weighs yourself daily, or are you someone who weighs yourself at all, or maybe every once in a while? Let me know down below in the comments. But yes, please avoid just being so fixated on this scale. You want to feel good, like a badass and confident. That's going to be with your weight loss. If you, again, are so focused about the scale, but your body actually looks great and you feel great, doesn't matter. So those are just 5 mistakes, guys, that you need to avoid when you lose weight. And this is a journey. It's a lifestyle. That's just the nature of it. That's the reality of it. When you lose weight, that is very good for you. That's a great accomplishment. But everyone gains it back. I need to actually pull up some research and study and see like what that is right now at the moment. Actually, if any of you guys actually know that off the top of your head, please drop a comment below about that. But you know, you don't want to lose weight just to regain it back. That's very exhausting. Avoid these mistakes. Make sure that you keep them in the back of your mind, because when you lose weight, you want to make sure that you keep that for as long as possible. But guys, thank you again for watching this video. Please subscribe to Fitness Psychology here. Hit the like button, and I'll just see you guys on the next one.